Say good morning back. Or good day. Let's say good day, because it could be afternoon or evening where some of y'all are. And if you're in here, can y'all not hear me? Because I sure don't see no good day on my account. I see no good morning in my chat. What's that about? And y'all said we can get to it. Chop, chop. Hey, Tim. Hey, Darla. Come on in, y'all, so we can chit chat about how to get these 1,000 followers today. If you can hear me, give me the number one. If you can hear me, give me the number one in the chat. Hey, Danny. Hey, distant love. Thank you for my number one. Thank you for my heart me. Thank you. Thank you. Cyber sister, thank you so much for my number one. I appreciate that. Okay. Can y'all give me housekeeping so I can test my delay? Yeah, give me housekeeping, 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 housekeeping so I can test my delay. Grand Rising. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Lady. Is it Lady D1698? Okay, y'all. So I do not have a lot of time because it's, a weekday. So I want to go ahead and get into it because I got to skedaddle pretty much at 10 o'clock. Okay. So for those, was anybody here last night? If you were here last night, say yay. If you were not here last night, give me a no in the chat so I can gauge how much of a recap do I need to do. Right, the money roundup, exactly. So, part of being able to get money is getting the right type of followers to your page. So last night I started going through, the first things you need to do to be able to start getting more followers and getting followers quickly. I think we just covered like two things last night, and then I said we are going to try and wrap it up today. Okay, this lover said yay. Oh, I'm getting a few no's. I'm getting a few no's. Okay, so I'm gonna do a quick recap. First thing first is choose a niche. We tell people to choose a niche, but y'all don't because y'all like to listen to the liars on the internet that tell you that you don't have to have a niche. And then, in fact, when you go look down their page, they actually do have a niche, and their niche is maybe telling people how to grow or how to make money online. Okay, they just like lying to you and telling you things that they know that you want to hear, right? The second thing we started talking about having having the app being able to categorize you so it can put your content in front of the user, the end user that is looking for the type of content that you do. And a lot of y'all are not getting that privilege because the app doesn't really know what you do or what you talk about. So because they don't know how to, because they don't know how to categorize you, when your content goes out there, it's kind of going to everybody. And if those people are not interested in it, now you're not getting the comments, you're not getting the likes, you're not getting the shares. And the algorithm says, well, we're not going to share this to other people because the people we've already showed it to are not interested in the content. Does that make sense? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down right now? And then the third thing that happens that people are struggling with is like the actual like content buckets when they're putting them out there. So therefore, right? Happy Monday to you too. So therefore, because they're struggling with those content buckets, you are again not attracting the right people because you're not using the proper language that your audience needs you to use. And by language, I'm talking about the jargon, the vernacular, like the slang, terminology, all that type of stuff. Okay. So there's your recap. Everybody put recap in the chat real fast. Put recap. Everybody say recap. Say recap, recap, recap. Hey, Mrs. Rayford. So today I wanted to talk about how to get categorized because that is super important to you guys starting the process of being able to get your followers, okay, and make money online. And side note, I almost forgot if you guys want to grab the 1K today, which is I share what I do to pick up 1,000 followers a day on social media platforms on each independent platform, then grab it. I put it on flash sale. It's normally $197 and I dropped the price to $37. Okay, that's a 1 day sale. So it'll be on sale from now until 11:59 p.m. All right. So let's talk about how to get categorized properly because that's going to be a big boost into you actually getting in front of the followers or in front of the people that you want to become your followers. Does that make sense to everybody? And everybody give me the hey, God, hey. I almost forgot because that's who gave me the gifts of business, beautification, and hospitality. And I've been able to use those gifts to make a crap load of money. But more importantly, I've been able to help over 900 people create six-figure incomes. And I have 184 clients that have made $1 million in under a year. And also, thank you so much. And also, on top of the hey, God, hey, give me a ready, 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 ready. Let me see it roll through those comments. Okay. Thank y'all so much. And y'all, please remember to like, like the post. Okay. Like the stream. Also, can I get some people to share? All you got to do is hit the copy or whatever, and the just keep hitting copy for the link. The algorithm is like, oh, they're sharing, and it picks it up that way, and it pushes us out to more people. Thank you guys very much. All right, now let's talk about how to get you categorized properly because that is a big part of getting in front of the right audience, which is what gets you the right followers. Because you don't want people following you just for the sake of following you, but they never really engage with you and they never participate in purchase. Okay. That is not what we want. That is not the vanity metrics. You can't turn vanity metrics into money. Okay. All right. So, um, first thing first, we're going to start working on the consistency in the voice. And I touched on this last night, but I didn't really get deep into it, right? People say be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. And I think a lot of people kind of equate consistency to just like post frequency, and they're not the same thing. So there's a couple areas we want to be consistent in, right? So y'all know I had just mentioned the content bucket a few minutes ago. You're basically going to pick like five areas that you want to focus on in that niche. Okay. So I'll use myself as an example. I help people make money with their social media platforms. Okay. So I typically focus on content around helping people get followers. I focus on content with helping people with the sales. So that's like the conversion. I focus on content that helps people with like the mindset, that you need to be in whenever it comes to your business, right? I focus on content that shows people what we can learn from like celebrities or big brands or companies and how we can incorporate them. And I focus a lot on the actual like functionality or the system for you being able to make money online. Okay. So those are the 5 areas. There's a bunch of other stuff that when we get into making money online, you could focus on, right, persona. You could focus on like the actual editing of like the content and video clips. You could focus on how to take like better pictures and images. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So there's always a bunch of different stuff, but you kind of want to figure out like what are your five. And we used Nikki from Clean Talk as an example for that the other night. So once you have figured that portion out, like these are the areas that I want to focus on, now I want you to figure out what exactly do you want the content to look like. So the first part of this is going to be your fun. So y'all know we talked about like, no, we didn't talk about written hooks last night. We'll try and get to that maybe tomorrow. But on the, y'all know the written hook is whenever you see a piece of content and it has writing over it, like a headline or something typed over the top of the text, right? That kind of lets people know what you're going to be talking about and they can decide if they're interested or not in the content. Well, if you're going to use that, we need to find a particular like font style and a particular right text and kind of like how you want to size it and you want to stick with it so there's a level of cohesiveness. You also, Kelly, thank you for sharing the live. You also want to make sure that we're using the same type of like tone when we're speaking to people, as far as like, are you bold? Are you conservative? Are you educational? Are you funny and fun? Are you, you know what I'm saying, very vulnerable? Are you a thought provocator? Like what is it that you got going on? So that again, people can start the process of, and people and the algorithm can start the process of where to place you. Does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And then the next thing we're going to think about, like, what's the lighting kind of like? What's the composition like? And what type of things are in our background? What type of things are we being photographed with? What type of things are in the video that's playing, right? So, for instance, if you wanted to communicate like luxury, you don't necessarily have to say I'm living luxury. People can tell by when you're posting like maybe the restaurants or the social event you're at. Maybe inside of the home, how it's decorated or the sizes of the pictures and the canvases on the wall. Maybe the heights of the ceilings, the way you're putting the clothing together and your accessories, right? The handbags that you're carrying, what's going on, right? Are your pieces tailored, right? Like you don't have to say like, oh, this is luxury for people to put two and two together and say this is luxury. So I want you to think about your post, right? Because we got to be intentional with the post. What am I trying, like, what am I intentionally trying to communicate today? So am I communicating cozy, luxury, you know, glam, working, average, relatability? What's going on there? Because this has a lot to do again with you being able to get properly categorized so that the app can put you in front of the right people. And I know a lot of people think like, oh, I don't oh, the app doesn't like me, you know, the app doesn't favor me, they don't want to show my content. That's actually not true. They do want to get the content in front of the right people because the app's goal is to keep all of us on the app as long as possible, because they're making I think they make every 6 minutes they make like in between $400 and $600 per person that we're on the app. So it is to the apps, right? The app wants you to do well. I know y'all don't believe that, but they want you to do well because the better you're doing, the more money they are making. And so this is why when people start getting motion or getting traction, all of a sudden they will start to double and triple their follower count, and they do it really quickly, is because the app has figured out what vertical they belong in. And so now it's going to push and push and push and push and push. Does that make sense to everybody? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Hey, Vision Avant. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like this is super important. So again, you have to get consistent with the voice. You need to get consistent with the lighting. You need to get consistent with the look. You need to start getting consistent with like your thumbnails, and you got to get some level of consistency when it comes to your like the verbiage that you're using. So, right, and because that goes into like when you're speaking things, that is a part of the SEO. When you type that written hook, that's a part of the SEO. When you put the description in, thank you for sharing, Vision Avant, Gloria Socks. Thank you for the heart me. When you're typing that description, that is all a part of the SEO, and that's helping you get to the right set of people. Okay. So once you understand this, you can start working with the app so that the app can put you in front of the right people. And then you can get 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 views, whatever it is. But I am telling you this right now, you're not going to get views on those apps whenever the app doesn't know how to categorize you, because now it just kind of shows your content to random people. And if those random people are not interested, they're not going to comment, they're not going to save, they're not going to share. And the app is going to say, oh, well, nobody really wanted to see this. So they're going to, this finna sound like a butthole, but the app is pretty much kind of like, there's trash. Nobody wants this, nobody likes this, so we're not going to send it out to anyone. Okay. But does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You say I thought about starting a new page out. Should I apply these strategies to my current page grow? You definitely can recategorize your current page. I mean, it's faster on a new page. How many people do you have in your audience already? If you don't have like a big page, how many people you have? Because if you're leaving a page, you got like 50,000 followers, I may be like, let's try and get it turned around, because at least you can use the social proof to be able to bring your new people in. But if you just got a couple thousand followers, yeah, start a new page. You can pick up a few thousand followers and only 3K. Oh, baby, I would start a new page. I would keep the page that you have more for like your personal stuff or like doom scrolling and all that kind of stuff. But start a new page. You can pick up 3,000 new followers literally in like 2 or 3 days. And I'm telling you this because I've done it before. The trick to being able to do that, one, like what's trending. So can I give y'all an example? I'm gonna tell you one of the things I'm gonna post about today. I've been trying to post about it for 2 or 3 days. I just haven't had time because I got stuff happening in the back end that's real important right now in my personal life. But y'all know Tim and Brene are baby, they've trended outside of TikTok. They're everywhere. Even People Magazine was covering the story with Tim, Brene, and Akira, right? Then people start talking about, the spiritual practices and different things that they were doing, right? Then a lot of people were just learning about the story. It's a lot. It's a bunch of different angles that people are taking. And one of the things that has come out, because Brene was in an interview and she was just like, she don't know, Akira probably not gonna see that money because she don't know where she's gonna get it from, blah, 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 blah. And it's being reported that Brene makes $11,000 a month from social media. And I'm like, that's it. I'm like, that girl got over 3 million followers just on TikTok alone. I think combined, she has like 4 or 5 million followers. And you telling me you got 4 or 5 million, you got 3 million followers on one app alone, and you only doing $11,000 a month? So for me, if I'm talking about a trending topic, which is them, that's the great angle for me to come in at and talk about how she's not properly using her platform and how you can start making money. Y'all have to keep in mind, I have clients that don't even have 2,000 followers, and they're making $7,000, $10,000, $11,000 on a regular basis from their social media platforms because they have targeted correctly and they have created a relationship with their audience where their audience, understands that they can participate through purchase. Blink, blink, blink. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So me just getting on here and talking about what's happening in the case in general is not going to help me, because my vertical on the social media platforms is not a yapper or a gossiper, right? Or somebody that's in the relationship component. But my vertical, the app has categorized me when it comes to business and making money and politics. Okay. The app already knows, like, hey, if this is the type of content that you're into, we're going to push that type of content out to sets of people. Does that make sense? Hey, Notes and Music. So literally me talking about her not using her platform efficiently and how she literally should be doing probably like closer to like $250,000 to $350,000 a month with the amount of followers she has and the mistakes that she's making and why she's not making that money and what you can learn from her so you can, right, so you don't make those mistakes, and what you can apply to your page. And even though you have 1/10 of her followers, you can make more money than what she's making every month with your social media. That is something, right? It's tying into the awareness because that's trending, because people are looking for information about the case, the stories, the couples, right? But that also keeps me in line with my content and my content buckets. Does that make sense? So if you're starting this new page, you're going to start paying attention to what's trending every day. What are people gossiping about every day? And you look at that. Okay, you look at that and you say, how do I make this apply to my niche? And if there's not a way for you to make it apply for your niche, you probably shouldn't be posting about it on that page. That's the fastest way that you can like get those followers up. Okay, and then you're gonna go back in behind that, and as people drop comments, you're gonna make video responses to those comments. So it starts creating a web and it starts pushing out the content even further. And that's also a part of creating a community online instead of you just like using your platform like a megaphone, which does not work. And a lot of y'all, hopefully you understand, why when you've been posting now, you're not getting the traction you want. Okay. The next thing that you're going to do, and people don't like it when I tell them this, y'all, but it works. I'm going to keep it a buck. All that engage from the bottom up stuff is trash. Those people that get online and tell you to do that, they literally are telling you to do that to boost their posts, the actual posts that you're seeing, that you're engaging from the bottom up on. And they lie to you and they're like, oh, TikTok, has to know that you want to go viral. TikTok has to know that you want to grow, and you let them know that you want to grow by engaging from the bottom up on this post. Baby, that's not how that works. They are using you, okay? And people out there playing in your face, okay? But what does work is if you're spending like 10, 15 minutes before you post and you go specifically search out the type of content you like that matches your content. So literally, like if I let's say I want to post something outside of my vertical. Okay. Let's say I want to post some day in the life, get ready with me type content, and that's outside of my vertical. I'm going to go and engage and interact with that type of content on the app before I make my post. Okay. I'm going to like stuff. I'm definitely going to comment. I'm going to double tap. If it's something I really, really like, I may save it or I may share. Okay. Once I've done that, and I'm also going to pay attention to the hashtags that are used on those posts. Okay. Once I have done that, I am then going to post my piece of content with my hook and my description that's a good fit for that category of content. And either I'm going to live stream or I'm going to get off the app. That's it. And basically the platform will say, hey, this person wants to be involved with this community, and they will take your content and they will share it with the other people that were like inside of those comments. They will share it with the other people that search for content that's related to those hashtags. They will share your content. They will put it in front of the other people's faces that have communicated to the app that that's the type of content that they want to see. So if you're doing it like that, that is how you're able to get more people to start showing up and viewing your stuff and actually following. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So a lot of y'all I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Because yappers are content creators. They're not like traditional content creators, but they still are producing content, but they're like in a different category too. Right. So a lot like when these people get online and they're like, oh, I post 25 times a day. Well, they're posting 25 times a day because they're either yappers, they're treating their social media like a diary almost, right? Just sharing like all their random thoughts. Right, like right. They're doing those sorts of types of things. And so yes, like they're getting the followers and their page is growing because they're putting out so much content. The app keeps showing the different pieces of content. Remember, I told you the app is going to show it to like 200, 300 people off rip. Okay. So because that's happening, they're growing, but the problem is they're not able to make money. Rob Rich, thank you for the heart me. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You don't want to be a person. Prime example, Brene, we were just talking about her having 3 million followers and only making $11,000. What's her name? E. Kane is really, really popular. And apparently she's come out many times and said how she does not really make money off of TikTok. She pretty much uses TikTok to push people over to her YouTube and her Snapchat because that's where she's making money. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So these are two creators that have very sizable platforms. They every time they're posting, they're getting hundreds of thousands of views. They have millions of followers and they're not making money. This is why I tell y'all to be focused on prosperity over popularity. And if we're going to get followers, there's very specific type of followers that we're looking for. You don't need to have 100,000 people that are following you just to follow you or following you to be nosy. So when you go into the category of like, oh, I'm going to be a yapper, or oh, I'm going to use, my page like a personal blog or personal diary for the sake of being popular, or maybe you're trying to build community, if you don't have an offer that makes sense for those people and you're not putting out content that's creating some type of value for them, you're not going to get paid, right? You're going to be very, very limited, right? If you said, what are they doing wrong? I just told you they don't have a specific niche. Think about it. How many yappers do y'all know? If there's a yapper on the app and they are not, incorporating a little TikTok shop or affiliate links here and there, how many yappers you know that are out here doing 50, 60,000, 100,000, $200,000 a month from the app, from their social media? They're not, because they focused on popularity instead of prosperity. And I'm telling you to focus on the prosperity part, and your page is going to grow a bit slower, but it's going to grow you like economically, and it's also going to grow your audience. No, it's not narrowing your audience. It's a part of markability, because everybody doesn't have a product. Everybody doesn't have a service. Some people are going to make their money from brand deals, right? And if you're going to be popular, well, then you have to be packaged in a certain way so that brands and companies want to work with you, so you can get your money that way. In the creator fund, people will tell you that those RPMs are not that great. They will tell you they're not that great. So when y'all are always on here like accusing content creators, oh, the rent must be due because they're doing such and such and such and such and such and such for content, man, they may have did all of that and may have gotten like $2,000 or $3,000. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the month from it. That's going. And I want y'all to think about this. You'll see those people that have a niche and they push the TikTok shop products. And these people are out here literally doing. They're like, oh, I made $18,000 this month. I made $33,000 this month. I made $7,500 this month. And you go to their page and their views are like at 500, maybe 1,600, maybe 320, something like that. The views are not insane, but they have done what I'm telling y'all to do. They have their niche. They have their specific text. They're very consistent in like their treatment. They have figured out what their 5 content buckets are going to be for the niche, and they put and then they may be putting out like their 5 or 6 pieces of content a day, and then now they're making money. Okay. And if that brand or that company likes it because they have markability, they're not a disaster zone. Okay. Well, now that company takes that piece of content and they push it behind it as an ad. And every time somebody buys, you're getting a piece of that commission. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I'm just trying to put y'all on, because a lot of people think, that you're not thinking about how to make money properly. So yes, can we get you 1,000 followers in a day? Yeah, but it needs to be 1,000 of the right followers. So you have to break down this framework as far as like, you're going to be consistent, you're going to be intentional, right? And then we're going to use the proper language. So if you have your own products or your own services to push, well, now you're going to make money from that, right? If you're trying to do affiliate or you're trying to get brand deals, you're going to make money from that. And if you are going to be a content creator and you want to get paid from the creator fund, which you absolutely positively should do that too. I'm a proponent of get all the coins, but the app still has to know what vertical to put you in. And a lot of y'all are verticalists. But I really want you to think about it. Like, the yappers may be getting a bunch of views, okay? But like how many, like I said, how many of the yappers are actually out here like making money straight up and down from their content? They're popular, but they're not making money like that. Blink, blink, blink. So do you want to make money or you want to be popular? Because a lot of people have this misconception. They think, oh, I'm gonna get all these followers and this money is magically gonna come from the sky. It's not. It's not. It's not. That's not gonna happen. Right? That ain't gonna happen, baby. So literally, if you're doing it this way where you get categorized properly when your content goes out, well, now you're putting yourself in a position where you're gonna get followers and you're also gonna make money. So you're supposed to make money every time you post. That's correct. You're supposed to make money every time you post. Thank you for the Heart Me Custom Cakes in Atlanta. Can you start implementing these changes and start growing the right audience without starting a new page? Yes, yes, you can. Just understand it may take a few weeks for the app to kind of like connect the dots. Like, oh, this is how they would like to be categorized now. So, like in the meantime, before that happens again, you're going to have to before you post, right? What's the intention of this post? Am I trying to get leads? Am I trying to get followers? Am I trying to get saves? Am I just trying to get views today? Right, with this particular post, right? Have an intention for the post. Number two, intention, who are we speaking to? So you use the right language and the right hooks and the right verbiage, right? And then number three, you go and you engage with that particular audience for the 10 to 15 minutes before you post. So now when you put that content out, the app is going to say, instead of showing it to a random 200 or 300 people, it's going to show it to the 200 or 300 people in the community you want them to see it in. So that will start helping you get more followers, and more specifically meaningful followers, right? Followers that follow, like this will help you where you can start getting the proper attention and set you up if you want to do a brand deal or you want to do affiliate marketing. You're going to be able to make money that way as well. And so a lot of people just don't want to take the time. And I try and tell y'all this, if you're trying to monetize social media, it's a part-time job, y'all. It is a part-time job. It's work. Y'all, I know y'all don't want to hear that because, for some reason, y'all want to believe the lie that people are just posting selfies and money is raining out of the sky. Okay. Even when you look at somebody like, who's somebody that a lot of people are familiar with? Jackie Asamoah. Okay. When y'all look at somebody like Jackie, y'all think that she's randomly posting. Jackie is not randomly posting. First of all, Jackie already had a huge community on YouTube before she crossed over and was like, I'm going to go to TikTok. Okay, that's number one. She already had a gaggle of people on YouTube and Instagram before she came over. So she didn't come over here and have to build from scratch. But you will notice she started adding other things into her content structure when she got to TikTok. On TikTok, she focused more on like cleaning, organization, right? The fragrances, her travel, versus YouTube was strictly more like beauty and thoughtful and insightful conversations and trying to push the line so that Black beauty creators got more opportunities and Black luxury creators got more opportunities. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So when you're looking at her posts and you're like, well, Jackie posted her makeup, Jackie posted her trip. No, Jackie didn't just do that randomly. Jackie did a get ready with me, but that fits inside of her content right on the side. Jackie is doing y'all know it's popular. People want to do the grocery hauls or unpack $497 worth of groceries with me, and she would do the ASMR, but the ASMR was still in that cleaning organization structure. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all need to start getting very intentional about what we want to do with the content in order for you to be able to grow and make money. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? If y'all picking up what I'm putting down, give me a 1 in the chat. And I know y'all just heard my alarm, so I'm about to skedaddle. Okay, and we'll be back tomorrow. No, I'm not. I won't be back tomorrow. Probably Wednesday. I'm gonna try tomorrow. I'm gonna try my best tomorrow. we're gonna keep on going so y'all can understand how to get out here and get this money. Okay. Now, if you're trying to get followers that will actually like fool with you, followers that will actually buy your stuff, followers, right? That like as far as building a community, what I want you to do is go click the link in my bio. Okay. I have a training. It's called 1K a day follower edition. And it's literally like the strategy that I use whenever I pick up like 10,000, 20,000 new followers in a month. And sometimes I will do one to 4,000 followers in a day on each specific platform. Okay. Y'all know we're getting close to Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. So I was like, shoot, let's just go ahead and get the party started right now. Okay. So instead of it being $197, it's on sale for $37. But that literally is just for today. Okay. So when you click the link in my bio, you'll see it up there. Go get your $37 deal. The second thing you're going to see in there is I'm doing a $1,097 course for free. It's called the Big Biz Bundle. Literally, it is designed to help you make more money, make more sales, have an understanding of social media and how it really works. And then I threw six-figure workshop in there. So any of you guys that are selling like services or high ticket items, that's going to be a really important training for you guys to help y'all actually, when y'all are like, how she keep having all these clients that are having like $10,000 days, $20,000 days, like how are they doing it? That's how. Okay. So that's why I put that training in there, and you will see that it actually takes some planning and some time to put together a really, really, hey, Kim Folks Jackson, thank you for the heart me. Hey, cuz, but it takes a lot, okay, to be able to put that together. You just don't pull it out your butt. All right. So that is in there too. So when you go click the link in my bio, get the $37 deal, and then go down and get the Big Biz Bundle, the package. And yeah, it's you're gonna be surprised. People are already emailing and DMing us talking about how they're surprised that these are actual legitimate trainings and how good the information is. And they're like, they feel like they owe me money. Okay. So yeah, go ahead and get to that so you can get signed up. And then while you're over there, check out, I'll try and get back on so we can talk about the Small Business Saturday and Black Friday deals and stuff like that that are coming up next weekend. But yeah, go get the $37. It's cheap. Okay. You'll be out here kicking yourself if you don't. All right. And also text me if you want to start getting alerts of when I'm going live. But good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. And I will talk to y'all